Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Joeboy Racing. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing all of the first day's action from Glorious Goodwood, as well as putting up a couple of bets that I've had for day two and looking forward to the big races there. We had a cracking day's racing. Unfortunately we didn't pick any winners out of the three races that I put up selections for. Some sad news about True Shan as well in the Goodwood Cup. Obviously, I'll get to that a little bit later on. But moving on to the first race, which I put up a selection for, the Chesterfield Handicap. Obviously, the market knew who was going to win this one. Westridge got absolutely thumped into 6-1s from, I think he was 18s the night before. Absolutely bolted up to win by about 3 lengths. My selection, Tony Montana, run poorly. I thought at the prices he was a bit of a value play, but was very disappointing. Obviously, I mentioned Defiance as well, who I thought was going to be the main danger. He drifted out to about, I think he went off 9s. I put a bet on him because I was just going to throw a win dart at him, but he drifted out to 8. So I backed him each way, recouping a little bit of the losses from Tony Montana. So still not enough. We're still down after the first race. Like I say, disappointing from the main fancy, Tony Montana. Moving on to the second race, the Vintage Stakes, the Group 2. What a horse this Savateri is. Looked strong as anything. Really nice turn of foot to get in front. And then as Morris Dancer came to challenge, stuck his neck down again. Great performance. I really thought Do or Do Not was going to improve for the 7 furlongs. I thought that £3 weight difference as well, the penalty from Zavateri, might have been enough to reverse the form from last time out at Newmarket. Unfortunately, it wasn't. We still got our money back and a little bit of profit from the placing on Do or Do Not. But yeah, disappointed that he couldn't have got closer on that one. Have to mention as well, cracking run from Morris Dancer, absolutely ate up the ground on the outside to push it close with Zavateri, massively outrun his odds. One to keep an eye on moving forward. Moving on to the Lennox Stakes, obviously that was a no bet race for me. I was fancying 10 Bob Tony, especially when there was a little bit of rain about and it was good ground. He didn't run, so I didn't get stuck in. The ground I didn't think was good enough for Quinault. He's obviously ran a great race to finish fourth against some really highly fancied horses, a proper consistent horses, old Quinault. Felt so sorry for Kinross because looking at the eventual winner witness stand, 25-1, the race was there to be won for Kinross. So really, really gutted for him that he couldn't run because I think he would have gone close. Jonquil was very disappointed. He's ended up coming fifth, 2 lengths behind Quinault, who was, when I was talking about maybe putting a stake each way the night before was 18s and Jonquil's gone off 7-2. So yeah, really disappointed from him there. Moving on to the Goodwood Cup, this race was gutting for so many reasons. Obviously, tragic news with True Shan, proper legend of a horse. Gutted about that, really gutted. You never like to see that. Gutted as well. Oh, I love French Master. I thought the step up in trip, the step up in class, although it was a mammoth task to take on, I really thought he was going to be up to it, to at least be in the frame. I'm not sure if it was maybe the trip didn't stay the trip, or maybe just the step up in class was too much, but I think he's ended up finishing fifth. Scandinavia's run an absolute blinder. The money came for him. Obviously, I did my anti-post video, put up French Master thinking he was going to go off second fav, not thinking Scandinavia would be entered. And at the time, I think Scandinavia was 16-1. So that was obviously the anti-post bet to be had. But obviously, with hindsight, everything's easier to judge. Right, moving on to my selections for day two. I've only had a couple of bets in the first two races, so we'll get stuck into those. Fingers crossed we can overturn the deficit from yesterday. In the first race, the Class 2 handicap at 120 over 1 mile 4 furlongs. I like both the Johnston horses in here. I think Novelista put in a really good run last time out. The step down in trip for 1 mile 6 to 1 mile 4 might be a little bit of a concern. I think that's why they've got Mdawi in here as well to set a strong gallop from the front, which he actually won doing last time out. I like the jockey booking of Will Buick as well. I think that's very positive. And that run where Novelista went down just by a nose or a short head or whatever to Polestar last time out. Produced some nice form with 3 of the runners winning races subsequently, including the winner Polestar. I've backed him each way at 11 to 1. I thought that represented a little bit of value in the market. The other bet that I had was the other Johnson horse, Mdawi, at 18 to 1, just a small each way saver, just because they've got a really good record in this race, and I think both of them have got a good chance to go close. Moving on to the 155, the Group 3 over 7 furlongs. Again, I've had a bit of a value play in this one. I saw Silver Ghost run at Goodwood the time before Ascot. Was really impressed with how she quickened up to go clear by a couple of lengths, beating on a decent horse as well, Miss Nightfall. I just think the fact that she's run over this trip at Goodwood before is going to play massively into her hands. She looks like a late closer as well. There seems to be plenty of pace going forward, and I could just see her picking up the pieces. You can get 18 to 1 about her with 4 places, and I think that represents a cracking each way bet. Another one that I've had a bet on as well in here is a horse called Betty Clover. Got pulled up at Royal Ascot last time out. Obviously there wasn't something right that day. Maybe it's a stiff track, maybe the ground. I think this ground's going to suit. She ran a cracker of a race at Goodwood previously against Crimson Advocate, who obviously has gone on to do a lot bigger and a lot better things than this sort of caliber of race. And I just think that represents a really good piece of form. 22 to 1 with 4 places. I've had a small each way saver as well. The main fancy is Silver Ghost, but I just thought she's a little bit overpriced because of being pulled up. Obviously, Eve Johnson Horton is in a great bit of form as well at the minute, and I don't think she would risk racing her if she wasn't 100% correct. Just going to touch on the Sussex Stakes, guys. Obviously, this race is a no-bet race for me, but it's a Group 1, so I'm going to talk about it. I do think Field of Gold just wins this. I saw him at Newmarket when he lost the 2,000 guineas. I then saw him at Royal Ascot where he'd done the business, looked like a proper animal. I was on Henri Matisse that day because I thought it'd give him the closest ride. Henri Matisse is backable each way at 7 to 1 here, but I'm not doing the same thing again. I'm just going to sit back, watch and enjoy. So that's it for me, guys, in terms of betting on a Tuesday. Not a day for me to get stuck into. I'm not just going to put up selections if I've not backed them myself. So yeah, my main selections are Novelista in the first race, Silver Ghost in the second race, well backable each way. I think Silver Ghost represents really good value, and I've had a small each way saver on Mdawi in the Novelista race, as well as Betty Clover in the Silver Ghost race. So fingers crossed we can get a winner, guys. I'll try my best to find winners for you guys. Obviously, the last couple of videos, it's not happened for us. I do feel bad. Obviously, I know from some of the comments, some of you are parting with your hard-earned money to back my selections. So I really appreciate that support. It's nice to repay it with a couple of winners. Hopefully we go close tomorrow, and I've got some stronger fancies for further on in the week. So as always, guys, get involved in the comments. Let me know what bets you've got on for tomorrow. Let me know if you're going to be backing any of my selections. Hopefully we get another cracking day of racing. I'm looking forward to sitting back and watching it. Give me a like, give me a subscribe if you're new here, and as always, happy punting.